What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm. Holy moly, we're on episode 101 this week. Oh my goodness.
Yes. Got that big 100 behind us.
I know, right?
On to the next 100, right?
I know. Seriously.
Only 99 to go after this one. It's going to be great.
Exactly. It feels like almost like a restart, rebirth.
It does. It does.
It's weird. But last week's episode was just freaking phenomenal, man.
Oh, man. Dude, the response that we've gotten over the last couple of months from like all of the guests that we've had on and all of it's just been unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say enough, man. Just a huge thank you to all of our listeners for kicking off 2020 so freaking epic for us, man.
Yep.
Like, it's been crazy epic.
Seriously. And I mean, we're going to keep that trend going too, because we got the one and only Kevin Weisman coming on the show today from Marvel's Runaways, going back a little bit to your time, Alias, back
that's
in the day. And I mean, he was on Clerks 2. He worked with the one and only Kevin Smith.
Yes.
And he talks about that a little bit, guys, so I cannot wait for everybody to hear that interview. It's going to be so good.
It's fantastic.
Hell yeah. And I mean, of course, we got to introduce ourselves before we get this thing started. Myself, J-Lo Fantastic, and the one and only Mao.
What up?
Oh my goodness, we got so much to talk about. The Oscars were last Sunday, so of course we're talking about that. There were some snubs, in my opinion, some surprises that nobody was going to think happen. And I mean, plus there was some people left out of the memorial thing.
Talk about that in a second, but their official statement as to why is pretty shitty.
Yeah,
it was a weak-ass attempt to explain why they weren't in there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion. We'll talk about that.
Hell yeah. But, I mean, we're talking Disney, Netflix, all that good stuff, because, like the last 100 episodes and the next 100 episodes, we're going to be talking about Disney, Netflix, and Hulu. But before we get this thing started, even though we have a little bit, be sure to visit our website, crazyantmedia.com. Be sure to head over to our merchandise tab. Just added some new designs. We got our new podcast graphic with Bonk sitting at the desk. He's got some headphones on with a microphone in front of him, designed by yours truly. And then we added the new and improved Bonk last week. So some new stuff to put up there. We're thinking about some other new designs that are coming shortly, guys. Maybe a holy moly.
Maybe a holy moly,
I'm thinking also parentheses hell yeah, and then quotations J-Lo Fantastic, because got to give a shout out to Rachel Dean, because she's been phenomenal on social media, liking everything, commenting on everything. We appreciate everything you're doing for us. And holy crap, here we go. Let's get another episode of Inside the Crazy Ant Farm started.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk about Oscars. Let's start off with the Oscars. Surprisingly, it had a little slump in the ratings.
It did. They thought they were going to capitalize on the success that they saw last year when it went up in the ratings a little bit, but going hostless.
Yeah.
But it backfired. It was only watched by 23.6 million viewers, which is still huge.
Yeah.
But it's the lowest rated Oscars since they started keeping Nielsen ratings way back in the 70s. It's the lowest ever.
Yeah.
A 20% drop from last year. So, I mean, it backfired. They went hostless. I think a lot of people tuned in last year like, a train wreck. They wanted to see it. They wanted to see what it would be like without a host.
Yeah.
They didn't have that desire this year. They saw it without a host last year.
Yeah, but I mean, we should say the Oscars was still the most watched award show of the season so far. And maybe, honestly, everything's online now, and you can get a clip from people's Oscar speeches.
It's true.
Maybe people aren't just going to tune in to watch the 3-hour show anymore.
It's true. But, I mean, beats the Grammys by 5 million, beats the Golden Globes by almost 5.5 million. So people, are still kind of tuning in. But you're right. You can see everything online. It's unfortunate, though, in my opinion, because I thought, honestly, it was extremely entertaining this year. I mean, they took a real... women aside, because there's still issues there, but it was focused a lot on diversity this year, and I thought Janelle Monáe did a fantastic job with the opening sequence. And there was a lot of great musical stuff, a fucking surprise performance by Eminem, like all kinds of really epic shit that if you didn't watch it, you missed.
Yeah.
So exactly. It's a shame that it was so low in the ratings, but It is what it is, right?
I know, right? And we were just talking about it. The Academy left off a few notable names in last year's Memoriam segment, including Luke Perry, Cameron Boyce from Disney Channel, and Sid Haig.
Yeah, who's you guys know him, old school horror guy.
Yeah.
I mean, like real famous in horror films, and like how do you like leave them off?
Yeah.
And this is what their excuse was. Officially, the Academy receives hundreds of requests to include loved ones and industry colleagues in the Oscars in Memoriam segment. The organization said in a statement that the executive committee representing every branch considers the list and makes selections for the telecast based on a limited available time. All of the submissions are included in Oscar.com, and you can see them throughout the entire year. That's just a lame-ass excuse.
Right.
You got Kobe in.
Exactly.
You could have got... Luke died well before Kobe. Like, come on, man. I mean, they got literally 2 people that died just like a few days before the Oscars. You included them, but you can't get somebody that died in March?
My thing is, it seems like they're just trying to make excuses for them literally forgetting people.
Exactly.
Because these people died at the beginning of the year.
Exactly.
So it's okay. Just say you forgot. I mean, you've been doing it a lot in the past couple of years, but what the fuck?
But I don't understand how you fucking forget Luke Perry. He was in a film that was nominated for Best Picture.
Exactly.
He was fucking in the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You've been talking about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood all fucking year. You nominated it for Best Picture. You nominated Brad Pitt. You nominated Leo DiCaprio. How do you fucking forget somebody that was in that movie?
Right.
Like, especially the scene he has with Leo is so fucking epic.
Exactly.
How do you forget him?
I know.
I just think you're right. It's an excuse to say that they forgot and just...
Yeah, it's freaking crazy, man. It is. But Parasite was the big winner of the night. It won Best Picture, Best International Feature Film, that's the first to ever do that, both categories together. Original Screenplay, and Bong Joon-ho won Best Director.
Yeah.
Super crazy.
First time a non-English language film won Best Picture.
Yeah.
That's like, I mean, first time. You guys remember Okja?
Yeah.
That Netflix film about the giant-ass pig with, like, Lily Collins and Glenn from The Walking Dead and shit? Same guy.
Yeah.
Same guy. I mean, think about that for a minute. Snowpiercer with Chris Evans, that weird-ass movie with the, apocalyptic train ride kind of shit. Same guy.
Yeah.
Now he's got 4 Oscars.
Yeah, exactly.
And with that, guys, ties Disney.
Yeah.
Ties Disney for the one night total. He's not tied. Walt Disney has the most Oscars by a landslide, but he did tie Walt Disney's record with winning 4 in one night.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah.
4 Oscars in one night. But a little bit differentiate between Walt won for 4 different films in one night. Bong Joon-ho won for 1 film. 4 Oscars for 1 film. So there you go.
Exactly.
Quite the impressive, when you match Disney in anything, you're doing something right.
Seriously, gotta watch this one because our guest last week, Rebecca Kennedy, she was talking about how she's just still thinking about it. So really gotta watch this one, especially after it won Best Picture. So kudos to them, and I mean everybody who's a part of the team.
Yeah.
Lead actress went to Renee Zellweger. You called this one. Since
Judy.
You saw the film. But I mean, there was a lot of notable actors that could have won that one.
There could have. I think all of them were. We talked about this, over the past couple of weeks leading up to the Oscars. But I really feel like for the first time in a really long time, all of the nominees. Were worthy of winning.
Agreed.
Because let's admit it, over the past couple of years, there's been some shit that was nominated. Like, what the fuck? Why is? But I feel this year they were all worthy. So if whoever won, I'd have been okay with.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, which is rare because normally, like I said, now if they could just fucking get some women nominated,
right,
and they could get Michael B. Jordan a fucking Oscar. Okay, this guy. That's why it pisses me off. Like I said, the past couple of years they nominate shit that should have never gotten nominated, and they leave off shit that should. I feel like Michael B. Jordan over the last couple of years has been in so much shit and given so many worthy performances and hasn't even gotten a nomination.
Yeah.
Just Mercy. Did anybody, the same people that missed fucking Luke Perry must have been looking at like in Just Mercy and missed Just Mercy.
Yeah,
because that was an
exactly.
Oscar-worthy performance, man. Just
Exactly.
saying.
He was the top of the bill, above Jamie Foxx, Academy Award winner, and
Like, how do you not see that movie and nominate this guy? I don't even know.
Yeah,
I don't
so
even
good,
know.
man, so good. Lead actor, by no surprise, went to Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
He deserved that one. I loved his tribute to his brother. That was really good.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Supporting actress went to Laura Dern from Marriage Story. This is by no surprise. She's been racking them all up.
Yeah, and I was shocked to find out, though, first Oscar.
Really?
It's her first Oscar. She's been
Wow.
doing it for 40 plus years,
Yeah.
man. And she's been in some epic shit.
Yeah.
She comes from royalty. I mean, they were mom and dad. So, I mean, it just like Hollywood royalty. So, been in the game. And I was shocked to hear that was her first Oscar. But
Hell yeah.
Congratulations to her, man.
Hell yeah.
She grew up with Spencer, our buddy Spencer
Really?
Garrett. Childhood
That's awesome.
friends. He posted a picture I saw on social media, and it's them as kids. I guess they're like 8 years old, and he's like whispering in her ear, and he captioned it, I whispered in her ear that she was going to win an Oscar 40 years from now.
Yeah.
or something to that effect.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but they've been lifelong friends, and I thought it was pretty funny, man.
That is pretty funny. Supporting actor goes to my boy Brad Pitt. Once Upon a
Yes.
Time in Hollywood. Very
Well
well
deserved.
deserved.
Oh, yeah.
Director, like we said, Bong Joon-ho for Parasite, just killing it. Original song goes to I'm Gonna Love Me Again, Rocket Man.
Yeah, that was a given.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of great songs. They were all good, but I mean, come on. It's Sir Elton John.
Right.
I mean, and it's a story of overcoming everything that he went through to get where he's at. I just felt like that was a given.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Original score goes to Joker, Hildor.
Yeah, Guanadotier.
Yeah, congratulations to her, because she's been winning a lot. She won at the Golden Globes as well, like a whole bunch. So.
And again, another one well deserved. I mean, if you guys saw Joker, I mean, come on. There's a lot of time throughout Joker where there's no dialogue.
Exactly.
And it's being moved
Carried
by the music,
score, yeah.
Yeah, and I just feel so well deserved. I mean, her score just kind of takes you deep into his fucking psychotic breakdown. Like, I mean, she was awesome.
And she thanked Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
That was awesome, because not a lot of people knew that
he was a
producer.
Exactly. So
awesome to get some acknowledgement. For Best International Feature Film, like we said, Parasite, racking them in. Makeup and hair definitely goes to Bombshell.
Oh, yeah.
Looks
Oh, yeah.
exactly like the people.
I mean, come on. It was like Megyn Kelly starred the movie,
I know.
not Charlize Theron.
No.
I mean, the makeup was so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen anybody do it yet, or maybe I missed it, but I would have loved to have seen a picture of them at Charlize Theron as Megyn Kelly next to an actual Megyn Kelly, because I swear to God, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah,
they looked so... Good Oscar.
Hell yeah. Visual effects goes to 1917.
Definite.
I mean, just that one continuous shot. I'm not surprised.
Oh, my gosh.
Film editing goes to Ford versus Ferrari, a sleeper that I feel like should have been nominated for more. So, congratulations to them. Cinematography, again, 1917.
Yeah, Roger Deakins, legend.
Yeah,
the guy's
seriously.
legend. Love to have him on the show.
I know, right?
Just to hear this guy's thought process on how he goes into shoot and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Did Mudbound and just so many epic films over the last 10, 15 years.
Exactly.
This guy's legendary, man.
Hell yeah. Sound mixing goes to 1917 as well. Sound editing goes to Ford versus Ferrari.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Best documentary short subjects goes to learning to skateboard in a war zone.
Yeah.
Man.
While a Girl. I think I left off While a Girl, but it's focused on girls.
Yeah.
Overcoming being over there in the war zone where women are not allowed to do shit.
Right.
And kind of saying, we're going to fucking do it anyway, break the kind of rules and shit. So, definitely worth Oscar.
Hell yeah. Best documentary feature goes to American Factory.
The Obamas.
Yeah.
Yep. Not there to receive, but they were producers. Their first feature.
Yeah.
That was their first Netflix project.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Costume design goes to Little Women, by no surprise.
Yeah.
Everybody loves those period pieces. Jane Austen. Production design, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
And I'm glad this one won.
Yeah.
Because if you are in LA, you clearly see that LA 2020, or when they shot this, 2018, 2019, is not LA 1960s and 70s,
No.
okay? It looks completely different other than a few of the iconic thing.
Right.
So the way they were able to just remake Hollywood in all these locations, 40 years earlier was just amazing. I'm glad they won because
Agreed.
that's not easy to do.
No, definitely not. Best live action short film goes to The Neighbor's Window.
Yep.
Adapted screenplay goes to Jojo Rabbit, Taika Waititi.
Yes.
That's awesome, man. He deserves one.
Yep.
Original screenplay goes to Parasite. Animated short film goes to Hair Love.
Yep.
And animated feature, I am so happy this one won because I watched it on Disney Plus and it's phenomenal. Get everybody watch it. Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
Really good.
See how we end it there, Toy Story 4, because it leads right into that transition, man.
It's a talent.
Yeah, Disney. And back to Taika Waititi. He has gained a co-writer for Thor: Love and Thunder. Jennifer Caton Robinson, who wrote and directed the Netflix movie Someone Great, has come on board to co-write the script with him.
Nice.
And production is going to start later this year. So it makes sense. It's all about Jane Foster and a female Thor. You kind of want a female point of view going in, right?
And he's a very busy person, so any and all help that he gets on projects is going to help speed things up a little bit because he's kind of another one of Disney's golden boys right now.
Yeah.
He's been along the ride with Star Wars and Marvel.
Yeah, and he's petitioning pretty hard for after Thor to get a Star Wars movie. Exactly. He wants to direct the Star Wars movie. He's going to have to petition really hard for that, though, because we announced last week on the show that theatrical Star Wars movies are indefinitely on hold. Yeah. It's all about the streaming now.
I saw a thing the other day, and I don't know if it was for streaming. It said that after 2021 or 2022, there's going to be a Star Wars film every year. Now, that could be a rumor, and it could be just for streaming. But, it's going to be interesting because it just seems like a lot of people are interested in the franchise again.
They are, but I think that they should focus on the
series and keep doing that and let the movies kind of recoup a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, because, you just ended a saga.
Yeah.
A 40-year saga.
Yeah.
Let that rest a little bit, in my opinion. I'm hoping that's a rumor because, like I said, Kathleen Kennedy at the event last week specifically stated they're on hold for a while, that she was focused on getting the series up off the ground. So, they're doing a Rogue One prequel series kind of a thing. So hopefully, I don't know. We don't want more disasters like Han Solo,
Which, was a box office disaster. I liked it.
I liked it,
you
too.
said you liked it, too.
I really enjoyed it. But that's my point. Fans, I think, need to have that rest period so they don't get burnt out. And so it doesn't ruin the franchise, because...
Yeah. We'll see what happens. And especially like this next one. Disney has officially put in development a sequel to the live-action Aladdin movie.
Yeah.
Which is going to be really interesting because... The second one of the original Aladdins, the cartoon ones, did not do very well. But it wasn't Robin Williams as the genie, so maybe if they get something right, they bring back freaking Will Smith as the genie.
Yeah, definitely. And even more so why they're going with a completely original storyline and not focusing on the sequels to the cartoons because, like you said, they didn't do very well.
Yeah, that's good. I hope they bring back Guy Ritchie because he did really well.
And I think it's not going to Disney Plus. Nowadays everybody thinks whenever they announce something, it's immediately Disney Plus, but it's not. It's going to be theatrical like the first live action Aladdin. So there you go.
Exactly.
Now this next one, we talked about Rick Moranis saying no to Ghostbusters. They tried to get him back for the new Ghostbusters, but apparently Paramount didn't have money, and I'm not saying this was a money deal, but apparently Disney was able to lure him back out of retirement for Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the new sequel coming out. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Again, this was supposed to be long-time rumored Disney Plus, but it's going to the theaters.
Yeah.
It's going to be a theatrical release.
Yeah. I think maybe because that one, he was more of the main character and maybe more attached to this franchise than he was the Ghostbuster franchise because he was only in the first one.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. We'll see if it's any good and if he still has his acting acting shirts that he can put on, because it's been a while, man. It's been like 20 plus years.
It has been. But he's I think it's gonna be more like of a supporting type role. Josh Gad is like the lead.
Yeah.
And I think Rick's playing his dad.
Yeah.
Because, Gad's playing the son's character. And
Yeah.
so, it should be pretty good. Joe Johnston directing. He's gonna get back to direct.
Yeah.
Captain America director there, first Avenger. So I think it should be really good.
Yeah.
I think it should be really good.
Seriously. And I mean, speaking of an A-list cast, Michael B. Jordan, Margot Robbie, and Christian Bale,
Yes.
are all coming on board for David O. Russell's currently untitled new residency film.
Yeah. No details yet because they're keeping it close to the vest. But he's going to write it. It's based on an original script that he's doing. This is exciting because, David O. Russell, his shit is always like blockbuster, Oscar-worthy stuff.
Yeah.
You remember The Hustler and Joy and Silver Linings Playbook and like all these things. This is the guy, man. Maybe this will be the movie that Michael B. gets the nomination.
Maybe.
That's all I'm saying. Jennifer Lawrence and Christian Bale have gotten, and even Bradley Cooper, numerous Oscar nominations on David Russell films.
Yeah.
Maybe this is it for Michael B.
Right.
I'm just saying. Maybe Michael B's going to come on board and he's finally going to get his Oscar nomination. I don't know. But I'm excited about it. I mean, with that cast, and there's rumors floating all around that they're trying to get Bob De Niro and a couple of other big names on board on this film.
Yeah. And I mean, the Hustler wasn't that the one with Christian Bale, Jennifer Lawrence,
and Amy Adams,
like in the 70s? I feel like that one was overshadowed because it came right along the time as Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, and it was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was a great film. So, and I mean, Silver Linings Playbook. Come on, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
So this guy's got a track record, man, and I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of a track record, we got the one and only Lauren Graham coming back to play the lead and co-executive produce for the one and only Mighty Ducks series, guys.
This one caught me off guard.
Right?
I mean, I would have never associated Lauren Graham with Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
Like, what? We've been talking about this Mighty Ducks reboot for several shows now, over the past couple months. Never would have I thought we would be saying Lauren Graham attached.
No.
I mean, but, how often because, you guys have been listening to the show for the whole 2 years. All of us are huge Gilmore Girls fans and Parenthood fans. And we've been saying over and over, Lauren Graham needs to come back on television.
Definitely.
We need to see Lauren Graham. And now she's just killing it. She's got Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist and the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
She's like slamming back on television.
Right.
So, I mean, good.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and I'm just going to keep with the Michael B. Jordan thing, but now I'm going to do Lauren Graham. Can she win a fucking Emmy now?
Oh,
Can somebody give her an Emmy award? Because, oh my God, this is another person who should have long won one.
Right.
Just saying.
So funny. But they are following the streaming quota. It's going to be like 10 episodes at Disney Plus.
Yes.
The reboot is set in present-day Minnesota, where the Mighty Ducks have evolved from the scrappy underdogs into an ultra-competitive powerhouse youth hockey team. So they are the people that Emilio Estevez in the original franchise didn't want them to be.
Exactly.
So it'll be interesting if he has any role in that. That's still in talks to see if he'll come back. But after the 12-year-old Evan is cut from the Mighty Ducks, he and his mom, Lauren Graham, set out to build their own ragtag team of misfits and challenge the Mighty Ducks, who are the big badasses now.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting.
I do hope that they can work out the negotiations with Emilio, though, and bring Gordon back.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, if you're going to do Mighty Ducks, you got to at least have somebody from the Mighty Ducks in there.
Right.
Maybe a cameo from Joshua Jackson or 10 episodes. I feel like you can load up on the cameos.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's going to be interesting because, is Emilio still going to be the coach? Is he going to have anything to do with the Mighty Ducks? Maybe they can get Jussie Smollett back because he's facing so much legal trouble.
He's going to be in jail. I don't think he's going to be able to. That would be a scheduling conflict.
Well, they said ragtag misfits. I mean, from jail. That's a ragtag misfit.
They have a work release program for him. He's got to, you can go film, but you got to wear the ankle bracelet and, you got to do it. All right, this next one, too. This is is another one that caught me off guard. Not the fact that Turner and Hooch was coming back as a series. We had been talking about that for a couple weeks. But Josh Peck is going to play the role that Tom Hanks played in the movie. I like Josh Peck.
I do too, and I think it's because he's got such a kid-friendly attitude, and I think that's where he shines. He tried to do some more adult stuff, but I just don't think it was connecting with a lot of people. So I feel like this will probably be good and get a larger audience for Disney Plus. Another original show that I think will do well.
Will Drake be in it?
Maybe a cameo.
Poor Drake has been just regulated to like voiceover work and some sparse appearances and stuff, and it's like, come on, man.
I know.
I wonder if Turner and Hooch does really well. We'll finally see the Drake and Josh reboot,
right?
Because they've been talking about that forever too.
Yeah.
And let's be honest about it. I mean, Josh been doing pretty good, but Miranda and Drake, they maybe could use that Drake and Josh reboot.
I mean, they kind of fell off, a little bit. Paramount, get your Disney or get your Nick side back together.
But I mean, for real though, I liked Drake and Josh.
I did too.
You know, I mean, come on now, that they're all like, or maybe Miranda and Drake could go on tour together.
Yeah.
They both sing. Remember, they both started music careers or whatever. Maybe they could do that.
Exactly. Yeah, a whole bunch of
Matt Nix though. Matt Nix is doing this. I'm really excited about that. He's the guy behind The Gifted on Fox. The X-Men show on that. So really good to see that he's going to be running the show.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty awesome.
Hell yeah. Oh, he was Drake Bell was the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, okay. Doing the voiceover for Spidey. Yeah,
that really sucks because I feel like he got tight-knit at casting, so it feels like he can only do that, and he's probably still trying to focus on his music career because it looks like he's put out a couple music videos.
And
but I mean, it sucks when it's like that, bro.
It is. I mean, and that huge misstep when he did that live action Timmy Turner thing. Like, what the fuck was that?
That was really bad.
Ooh. All right, now I'm an 80s guy.
Yes.
So I'm excited about this. And then also a little worried because it's a really weird premise.
Oh, God.
Fox, Disney, has given a pilot order for a Goonies reenactment series. Yeah, I said that right. A reenactment series. Basically, what this is, it centers on a substitute teacher who had made her move to New York to try to make it big and kind of failed. So she comes back to her old hometown to be a substitute teacher. And then she recruits a trio of students to help her reenact the Goonies movie.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's not even the characters. It's just a reenactment.
It's about people that are reenacting the Goonies.
And this is a series?
Yeah.
How is this going to be a series?
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I'm excited because, I mean, everybody's been talking about the Goonies making a comeback forever. Everybody wants it.
Right.
But
this isn't the Goonies.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be... Do we get a payoff at the end? Like maybe this teacher and her kids do such an epic reenactment that the Goonie stars come to see them, or I mean, are we going to see any real Goonie people in this? Because if not,
I know.
I don't know.
They're going to actually be a one-eyed Willy shit.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know, man. I'm a little
So I know I'm not, and that's for the TV side of things, right?
Yep.
It's not streaming.
Yeah, nope, just on Fox. Yeah. So
I think that's going to be a miss.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, now it's going to be a miss.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited, and then, like I said, really worried. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah. Good luck with that. Well, I'm just going to butcher this one real quick for all you fans out there. Gugu Mbatha Raw.
There you go. That's not bad.
From the morning show has been cast in Loki, the series on Disney Plus.
Yes.
That's coming soon. Details about Mbatha Raw's role are still under wraps, but it's said that it's a prominent character described as the female lead.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
Yeah.
And then for how long? Because I mean, from everything we're hearing, he's bouncing around the timeline and popping in and out in different so female lead for how long?
Right.
I mean, so that'll be really interesting.
Right, exactly.
I'm so excited for all these shows, though, these Disney Marvel shows, man. Good news.
Does Loki ever get a love interest?
Sure.
Sure.
Well, he's a mind manipulator. Remember, he can control your mind, so he can pretty much have whoever he wants.
Yeah.
Maybe Loki will get some love in this series.
You never know.
I really think that's the problem. All Loki has ever wanted is love. Love from his real people. Exactly. Love from Odin. Love from Thor. He's never gotten the love, man.
No, he just needs a hug.
Yeah, he just needs a hug. Speaking of, Hawkeye. That series has not been getting some love recently, even though it was one of the first Disney Marvel series announced for Disney Plus. But apparently it's back on track, guys.
There we go.
It's back on track. It's circling a September shooting date to start shooting. And here's the bad news, though. If you were really excited like I was for Haley Steinfeld playing Kate Bishop, it looks like it's not going to happen.
Oh, no.
Her scheduling commitments for her Apple Plus series are just not really allowing them to work anything out. So it doesn't look like she's going to be able to come on board unless something changes. Should say that Disney did say that she is still the first choice if something were to change.
Yeah.
But they have begun auditioning other actors for the role of Kate Bishop.
Yeah, which kind of sucks because I was looking forward to that one.
Yeah, me too. I think she'd have been perfect. Watch her in Bumblebee. You know she can pull off the action stuff. She's just I mean, come on now. I'll tell you what though, Atlanta booming. Yeah. Not only is Hawkeye going to start shooting there in September, but they're also shooting Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, and Captain America. Not Captain America. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. All of them. They're all filming in Atlanta, man. They're just killing it for Marvel, man.
Seriously. And I mean, from the studio that brought you Spider-Man Far From Home. Whatever. But Sony has announced a Marvel film is now set to release October 8th of 2021.
Yeah, this was a big surprise.
Yeah.
This was a big surprise.
And I mean, this is the second film that's coming out in 2021 for Marvel/Sony.
Exactly. The first one is going to be the third.
Yeah.
In the Spider-Man trilogy. So whatever, it's going to be Spider-Man something.
Yeah.
Home. Yeah. I mean, will home be in the title? We don't know.
No.
Spidey comes back home because he's been on the run the whole time. I don't know. They're just throwing that out there for Marvel if they like that title. Spider-Man comes back home.
There's a lot of rumors of who this character is going to be because no one knows yet. There's been no official announcement. But, a lot of people on Twitter are saying Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah. I would love if it was Kraven the Hunter. Yeah. I think it would be badass. I mean, he's long been one of my favorite villains, and an epic fight between him and Spidey would be good. There's other rumors that it could be the potential Venom-Spidey mashup.
Yeah.
So who knows? And I mean, Sony and Marvel, man, they're playing some games right now. So
yeah,
it's going to be interesting.
I think the only people who really have the superhero thing on lock is freaking Disney and Marvel. I mean, Sony is trying with their Marvel properties, and WarnerMedia is trying with their DC properties, but nobody is doing it like Disney and Marvel right now.
Which is maybe why Sony's trying so hard to merge with the MCU.
Exactly.
So please, you guys, just keep making us money. Speaking of, I just saw this story, doing it right. Robert Downey Jr., after the first Iron Man movie, negotiated that new contract for Iron Man 2 with Kevin Feige. Under that new contract, for anybody who doesn't know, he also negotiated himself a back-end deal off of all of the Avengers movies. Now, they just released that his salary, he got $20 million salary for each Avengers movie. But then with his back-end points, he also made off of Infinity War and Endgame $175 million on top of the 40 that he got in salary for the two movies.
For the movies.
175. Now, RDJ knows how to work a back-end deal. That's all I'm saying.
Seriously.
Man, $175 million for those two movies. Damn.
I know. It's super crazy. I mean, he's a smart guy.
He's a smart guy, man. He's a smart guy.
Hell yeah. WarnerMedia is not smart, by the way, because they just keep doing some weird things with these DC properties, like we said a little bit earlier. Birds of Prey, the fantabulous emancipation of the one Harley Quinn, is now changing its name to Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey.
Yes.
What the hell?
I will say I did see that it saw a 34% uptick the day after the name change at the theater. So call that what you will. Was it a success changing the name? Was it not? We don't know. We'll find out, I guess over the long haul. But yeah, I just, Harley Quinn was the main person in the movie. Why would you not call it Harley Quinn?
Or just Harley Quinn Birds of Prey from the beginning.
Exactly.
The Emancipation, that one was way too long. And I feel like if you just called it Birds of Prey, not a lot of people knew about it unless they saw the trailer.
Yeah. Well, and the reason they started with Birds of Prey is because this was meant to be a Birds of Prey kickoff.
Yeah.
The way they marketed it, and almost, a bad decision is that they were hoping that this would turn into a Birds of Prey franchise. And Harley was kind of the secondary kind of character throughout this. They were really setting up Birds of Prey. That was a horrible mistake.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the only reason people want to go see it is because of Harley Quinn.
Exactly.
And they should have focused there. They should have kept it on Harley Quinn. And it was a bad idea. And you can change the name, but it might be too late.
Yeah, just saying. Probably not going to be another one.
That said, though, don't listen to the bad, it bombed at the box office, blah, blah. It's actually a really entertaining movie.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was if you like Batman the Animated Series, if you're a fan of Harley Quinn, if you like Easter eggs, if you're a comic geek, go see the movie. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But, it should have had the right name.
Yeah. One of the better DC movies, I will say. It's in the top 5, top 7.
Yeah, we were talking about this after we saw it. I feel like Margot Robbie is in the predicament that Hugh Jackman was.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie is so adamant about playing Harley Quinn right for the fans and doing everything proper for the character, and she's nailing it. They haven't found the right movie yet.
Yeah.
Like the first few times with Wolverine, it was like until we finally got Logan.
Exactly.
So when he cursed and killed people and gutted people, I'm like, I feel like that's Harley Quinn right now, and I'm hoping James Gunn can give her the right vehicle because she's portraying Harley Quinn perfect.
Yeah.
So I just hopefully it's the right movie.
Agreed. Well, what movie for the DC universe would you say is the best one? I think Aquaman, in my opinion.
Well, I'm going to say Wonder Woman just because it was a lot of homage to Superman the movie, which for me is always my pinnacle of comic book movies.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I loved Aquaman
pinnacle of everything, basically.
Yeah, it's the movie that made me want to do this.
Yeah.
So but I loved Aquaman also, and I really liked Shazam. I think that's the way they need to go.
Yeah.
So and I'm hoping we see that with the Flash movie. I think they've kind of reverse trek a little bit with the whole dark horror thing, and they're going to make it more comedic.
Yeah.
And I think which is why we saw Flash in the Flash Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover.
In that scene,
they do really well on the TV show side of it, making it serious and drama-filled storylines, but has a lot of comedy.
Yeah.
And I think that's the route that's been successful for DC.
Agreed.
Aquaman worked that way. Wonder Woman worked that way. Shazam worked that way. I feel like when they don't do that, it fails.
Agreed.
So, other than Joker.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting, man. That's super fucking dark.
Yeah.
MGM. Guess what, guys? MGM is still doing stuff, even though it's in a bidding war right now to see who it's going to get sold to.
It's true.
But it has set Dee Reese from Mudbound to write and direct a feature film adaptation of George Schwinn's acclaimed Porgy and Bess.
Yeah, Porgy and Bess.
Yeah. What is this? What is Porgy and Bess?
Well, it was a novel, and then it was turned into an opera, and it won all kinds of awards. It's huge, old school. Sidney Poitier starred in it, and huge back in the day in 1950s. Dorothy Dandridge, Sammy Davis Jr., all kinds of stuff. It's basically about this woman who's trying to escape her pimp.
I got you.
Dee Reese killed it on Mudbound. She's a brilliant director.
Yeah.
So I think she's just going to nail this. I think this will play well. This is the kind of story right now that I think, you saw just the Harlem Godfather there with it just got picked back up. Denzel's movie about this type of stuff did really well a couple of years ago. What was American Gangster or something? So I just feel like these type stories are hitting right now.
Yeah.
And Dee Rees is a good choice.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to tell this story, it's she's the right one to do it.
Agreed.
So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on that
and
one.
A couple of years ago, American Gangster was like 10 years ago.
Yeah. It was
that long.
I know. I mean, but it's just, but they're working.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Exactly.
So
exactly, the gangster flicks are always good. The good/bad guy.
Yeah. Agreed.
Netflix doing some stuff. Ava DuVernay has set to direct a feature-length documentary on the late and great Nipsey Hussle for Netflix. This is super awesome. The co-production between DuVernay's Array banner and Hussle's Marathon Films. The project was secured by Netflix after an intense bidding war.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, everybody's after Ava right now because she's like the
Exactly.
go-to director right now.
Exactly.
So, and you know, Netflix is, you know, continuously keeps putting himself in debt to outbid everybody to get these. But I think this is just a subject matter that's going to do really well. I think this is a good choice for this type of a documentary, and I think it's going to do well.
Agreed. I mean, Netflix has done really well in the documentary lane.
They have.
So
they really have.
That's one thing I will give to them. They keep pumping out really good documentary length or feature length documentary films. So good for them.
Agreed. This next one, Jean-Louis Castellanos is going to appear opposite Dylan Mignette in the upcoming and final season of 13 Reasons Why. He's going to play Diego Torres, a charismatic, aggressive, and fiercely loyal leader of the divided football team, struggling to come to their own after the loss of one of their own.
Yeah.
So, this will be final season, man.
Yeah.
Final season.
Yeah, I didn't watch the third season. I tried. I started to, but then I just stopped.
Yeah, I really think, and I'm not trying to take away anything from anybody involved with it. I mean, they're all great actors, and the writing has all been good. But I just feel like this was a one and done season.
Yeah.
It made its point in 13 Reasons Why, and that should have been it. I just don't. I don't think it should have continued in season
series.
2. Yeah, should have been a 13 episodes and out.
Yeah.
I mean,
agreed.
But
agreed. Because that first season was just so freaking intense. But, I mean, they tried to keep capitalizing on the school events that could possibly happen and the teenage angst and the dark side of being a teenager, but I mean, it's gotten so much bad press and so much that I think that people have strayed away from it. So I think that's just is what it is. It sucks, but life.
It's true. It's true. Man, speaking of killing it, you brought up documentaries, right? They're also killing it in the animation game, bro.
Yeah.
Netflix and Spin Master Entertainment now are teaming up for Mighty Express, a CG animated series for preschoolers from the creator of Paw Patrol. It's going to come out in September, and it features an ensemble cast of trains.
We were talking about the other week how they needed to get more into the kids stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's why Disney Plus was probably so successful off the bat, because it has so much kids content. You can just flip on anything on Disney Plus, and it's fine. But yeah, Netflix is smart by getting into this, like the younger age games, because they need it.
And this sounds a lot like Thomas the Train to me.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder if it's going to be along those lines, or, you know, because Thomas the Train was hugely popular for a really long time.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you know, but they are up in it, dude. I like their venture into animation. I think they're doing it, like Rebecca said last week when she was co-hosting, Rebecca Kennedy, Disney does a really good job of this. I think Netflix is now also. They're doing a good job of mixing up the animation, family-friendly animation, but then also animated shows that are more adult-oriented.
Exactly.
And they're kind of mixing it up and having both. So, yeah, and I think they have to. Like you said, to compete with Disney, they've got to be able to do both because Disney does it really well.
Exactly.
So, we'll see.
Exactly. We shall see. Now it's time for some ViacomCBS. CBS is eyeing a potential event series revival of CSI.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, bringing back the old CSI.
Right.
I mean, okay. It's very early stages of development. No original cast members are currently attached. That seems hard. If it's going to be an event series eyeing the revival of,
exactly.
that would imply original people, but nobody attached yet.
Nobody yet.
Their hope is they want to release this new installment for the show's 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
And wow, 20 years ago, CSI
I know, it's
came
crazy.
on. Holy shit.
That long.
Wow.
Yeah, how's that make you feel?
Yeah, old, because, I mean, I remember, but true, I mean, Lil Cam Emily, she was a baby, man. Back in the day when I was, like, still doing that day job stuff, I had a managers meeting in Vegas, and I ran in and got to meet a couple of the original stars. They were filming in the casino there. That was pretty epic.
Yeah.
But, yeah, now that I think about it, Emily was a little baby when that happened. So, yeah, 20 years ago. God damn. Oh, well. It'll be interesting. I mean, it was really popular for a really long time. Spun off a bunch of shows, CSI New York, CSI Miami, and, like, all that good stuff. So... But boy, if October, they better get busy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, they better sign some people and get busy if they want it to air in October, right?
It's coming up, man. It's coming up. Years go by faster than they used to.
It's so true.
Man, Quibi.
Yes.
One that is just super underdog.
Yes.
Super crazy. Kiernan Shipka.
Yes.
From Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
And Mad Men.
Yes. And Diane Kruger from In the Fade will star in Quibi's upcoming series, Swimming with the Shark.
Yes. I'm excited about this. We talked about this when they announced that they were going to do this Swimming with the Shark things a couple weeks ago. And great choices. You know, unlike the original movie that was focused on males, they're going the female route.
Of course.
So, I mean, I'm super stoked about that. Kieran is going to play, obviously, the assistant, and Kruger's going to play the studio head, which, kudos, a woman studio head, right?
Seriously.
I mean, that's going to be pretty good.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I also read that the original producers from Kevin Spacey's version are also going to be on this thing. So I think that's going to be really good. I loved the movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was fantastic. It does a really good job of highlighting how the industry really is.
Yeah.
And then also poking fun at how the industry really is.
Yeah.
So there's a reason, guys, it's called Swimming with Sharks. Trust us.
I'm going to have to check it out. I haven't seen the original one either.
Oh, dude, you'll love it. I'm telling you, Spacey kills it in that movie.
Yeah.
Just, get past
his art is awesome.
Exactly.
He sucks.
Exactly. Separate it. You got to separate it. It's a really good movie. If you're trying to bust into the entertainment industry and you want a really good look at what it's like, Swimming with Sharks and The Player.
Yeah.
Two movies I would highly... The Player was with Tim Robbins.
Yeah.
Two movies I would highly recommend you check out, for sure.
Cool. What's this next one got going on? Kevin Hart doing more stuff?
This is a little. They've added an additional cast member to the Hart movie that he's going to do. Yeah. Nathalie Emmanuel is going to join Kevin Hart and John Travolta in their Die Hard series.
Yeah.
That's getting ready to start this month in Atlanta. Atlanta, man. They got it right. I mean, them film incentives. What's not filming in Atlanta, guys?
Exactly. And surprising because of that heartbeat bill that passed last year. So, I mean, they're still getting stuff.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people said they were going to bolt, but, man, apparently not. So she'll also be seen in the 9th installment of Fast and Furious, which is getting ready to come up. She's going to reprise her role as the computer hacker Ramsey, so you guys know who she is.
Yeah.
That'll be cool. I mean, I'm looking forward to that series.
Yeah.
Honestly, and apparently, guys, because we talked about this also, there was some question, yes or no, but apparently the Quibi app is available now.
Oh, really?
So, I mean, go to your whatever store, your Google store or the App Store, and check it out. I mean,
might have to do that right now.
Yeah, I mean, so Quibi. I mean, for anybody who doesn't know, these are like little series or little movies specifically for your mobile devices, and they're all shorts. Like these series, each episode's going to be like 5 minutes or something like that. So I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
It's Quibi, new episodes daily.
See, there you go.
Interesting.
And they're short little episodes. So
exactly, that'd be easy to binge watch.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
This next one I'm so super excited about. Bankside Films' George Mackay, however you say his name, phenomenal actor from 1917 who should have been nominated for Best Actor because he led the motherfucking film.
Exactly.
And Lily Rose Depp have signed on to star in writer-director Nathalie Banerjee Wolf.
That's right. Okay, and the premise is a man who believes he is a wolf trapped in a human body. Okay. All right. Lily Rose apparently going to follow in the steps of her dad and like star in this weird shit. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because come on, let's be honest about it. Johnny Depp stars in some weird shit.
He does.
I mean, so maybe Lily's just going that route.
I know, right? Did you see the hashtag that after Amber came out with some audio clip that admitted she hit him, so it was like hashtag save Johnny Depp,
they're saying that she's the real aggressor in the relationship.
They're
and
both crazy.
Yeah.
They're both crazy.
Yeah, look.
Let's be honest about it.
You know, whether she's beating on him and mentally abusing him or verbally abusing him, he also did it to her, so they're both fucking crazy.
Exactly.
I mean,
just separate them. Have them both being away from each other.
Yeah, just both of y'all move on, man. Just, you know.
Exactly. And I love Johnny Depp's films, but yeah, motherfucker's a little crazy.
He is. I mean, you know, it's just, it is what it is. I don't know what else to say about that. I mean, just sometimes people shouldn't be together and they shouldn't be together and just move on.
Exactly. Well, Pharrell Williams is moving on to the film side of things.
Yes.
This is kind of cool. He has signed on to produce a Mickey Alfred directed drama, North Hollywood, which is billed as being the first movie ever about becoming a pro skateboarder.
Yeah, that
very
sounds
interesting.
Really interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, apparently it was submitted to Sundance but was rejected.
Yeah.
So the filmmakers, these guys decided they're just going to hold a screening and have a bidding war basically for a while in a theater, and that's how they decided to do it. Everybody went after it, and it's going to get picked up.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if it's any good or not, because that seems to kind of be that topic seems to kind of be relevant right now, because not about becoming a pro skateboarder, but skateboarding in general, just the culture, because I think of Jonah Hill's directorial debut, mid-90s. That was all about teenage group of misfits skateboarding and like just becoming really tight-knit, close friend group. So I mean, yeah, that's cool. It's cool.
Well, and look, the short film, best short film, you know, live action, learning how to skate, skateboard in a war zone as a girl, and Tony Hawk was at the Oscars.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, I mean, it's definitely relevant right now.
Hell yeah.
You know, so. This next one.
Yeah, exciting stuff.
Yeah, Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
You like the Gyllenhaals, the old twins, the Gyllenhaals? Maggie Gyllenhaal is going to make her directorial debut.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. And, man, you can't line up a better cast to make it, right? The queen herself, Olivia Colman,
yes.
Dakota Johnson, Jesse Buckley, and Peter Skarsgård are all going to star in her directorial debut, which is a feature adaptation of The Lost Daughter.
Ooh.
And as if directing wasn't enough, she also wrote the script.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I mean, come on. You know, her and Jake are, like, ridiculously talented.
Yeah,
I mean, these guys are, like, killing it in Hollywood and have been for decades. So I'm really excited about this. I think she's been an underrated actress for a long time.
Agreed.
So, I'm surprised it's taken her this long to make the directorial debut.
Yeah.
Honestly, so.
Seriously. And, I mean, Verizon also dabbling in the film, entertainment, and TV side. I mean, they've embarked on $5 million in production budgets for female-led entertainment projects, with the twin goals of burnishing its brand and encouraging filmmakers to tap into capabilities of its 5G wireless network.
Yeah, my guess is that they're also going to push the iPhone or any smartphone that's capable of shooting at high def 4K kind of resolution. Because I'm guessing from what that sounds like, they want you to use their 5G network and their smartphones to make films.
Yeah,
and I mean, good for them.
Yeah.
We need more companies like that to encourage female filmmakers.
Agreed.
And we've seen it. You can shoot on phones now.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and you can make an epic movie on your phone. So, and if they're going to give you $5 million of budget to do it, go for it,
do
right?
it. Like, there's no reason not to.
No, I think it's great. And kudos. Like I said, we're all about female empowerment.
Yes.
We're all about driving home, getting females involved. And I mean, hopefully this leads to more nominations like we were talking about at the top of the show, Get some people up there, man, some women.
Right. Oh, just now, while we were recording Inside the Crazy Ant Farm, Emilio Estevez will reprise his role.
Yes, see? That's what we're talking about. Gordon Bombay making I hope he's taken on the role of, you remember in the original Mighty Ducks, his mentor, the old guy that would sharpen the skates and was kind of like, I'm hoping Gordon will be like the mentor to Lauren Graham's character.
That would be cool.
And kind of like, I used to be the coach of this team. This is not what I ever wanted it to be. Kind of, and like encourage her to go get what he did.
Yeah.
That would be epic, man. That would be epic.
Oh,
good,
man.
I'm glad I like Emilio.
Right.
Maybe if this goes really well, we could get him to come back in another Young Guns.
Exactly.
I love the fucking Young Guns movies, man.
So
I know Billy the Kid died, but fuck, man, do a prequel or something. We can do it. You can de-age him now. We can de-age Billy the Kid. Emilio can still be a kid. That's all I'm saying.
Goodness.
All right, I'm dead. There's one of my rants. If you listen to Robin Slim last night, I go on these tears, but I'm just saying, I like Emilio. Let's de-age him and do another Billy the Kid, all right? All right, good stuff.
Funny. Well, now it is time for our guest segment. We got the one and only Kevin Weisman coming on the show to bring so much information, some great down-home information about his career, his life. He's just a all-around cool dude.
Dude, and you think about these epic people that Kevin has been able to work with, J.J. Abrams, Kevin Smith, just like these phenomenal fucking people that he gets to like be associated with and do this work with, man, and like, fuck.
I know.
This is a fun one. I think people are really going to like this one.
It is. I hope everybody's ready, because Kevin Weisman, here he is.
Kevin Weisman, welcome inside the Crazy Ant Farm, man. How are you?
What's going on? Justin and Logan.
That's
yes.
right.
Are there actual ants?
Right. Exactly.
We are the actual ants, and we are actually crazy, so,
I hope you're ready.
That's right.
I gotta run. Goodbye, everybody.
There he goes. Hope everybody enjoyed the interview.
That's right, man. Before we can even thank him. Seriously, though, man.
I wanted to make sure I sounded good. That was it.
No. You're great, man. Seriously, though, thank you so much for coming on, because we have so many fans of your. Obviously, Runaways is a huge hit. We've got so many Marvel fans that, we've had a lot of the Daredevil people on, and just, it's been a huge phenomenon. We've got a lot of listeners out there. And then, dude, we've got a massive Scorpion following, dude. So they're pretty pumped that you're on as well. So
the Scorpion fans are amazing. The Runaways fans as well. But there's something about the Scorpion fans online. They have a really strong presence. They are constantly tweeting and posting photos on Instagram, wanting to save the show. I get messages, when is the show coming back? And I'm sorry, I'm not the studio.
Right.
I'm merely an actor. I wish I could grant all of the amazing fans the wishes to bring the show back, but unfortunately I don't have that power.
Right.
And now I'm getting that from the Runaways as well, as it's coming to a close. And I get people asking me about the return of Alias.
Yes.
Well. Again, I'd say, unfortunately, I'm not Bob Iger, and I can't just, I wish I could.
Right.
See, that's so funny, because all of that I want to talk to you about, because you have been fortunate enough to have been in some like massive hits and that had huge fan followings. Like I said, Alias, Marshall just scene stealer every single time, dude. Every single time. I was a huge fan of the character. And then I think when everybody saw Jennifer Garner in Peppermint and it was such a huge hit, everybody started talking like, oh, she's back. Let's bring Alias back.
Yeah.
So are you down with that? Would you totally be down with revisiting Alias if it happened?
I would. I think, as with any television show or film, I think it really just depends on if the folks who were creating the narrative came up with something interesting, an interesting way back in.
Right.
Because you're really setting yourself up for disappointment with a lot of these things, and I think we've seen that, right? When they try to bring something back, and oftentimes it's impossible to live up to the fans' expectations.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing that really did it was, for me, was this great. Well, I thought the X-Files revival was this recent one was really good on television.
Right.
I don't know if did you guys see that?
Absolutely.
And then also I really enjoyed the Karate Kid reboot on YouTube, I thought was really fantastic.
Yeah, Cobra Kai. Yeah.
They both had very interesting ways back into the characters and into the world. So just to finish that thought, I think if JJ were to want to do it and the actors were to jump on board, they would have to find a really interesting way to bring it back, as opposed to just kind of going back to where we were, because Sydney would now be 20 years older.
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
Exactly. I mean, Dustin and I talk
Maybe
about
her
it.
daughter could be.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Exactly. New storyline and all that stuff. I mean, Dustin and I talk about all the time with all these reboots happening. It has to be done right.
Which is hard, and people don't realize, I have a lot of writer friends, and it's not easy. I mean, I have some friends who write on the Blacklist. I did a few episodes of those, and it's just so complicated, I mean, there's just so many pieces to try to craft these narratives, and I think audiences are really savvy and smart, and they really expect a high level of storytelling. So I think it's, like I said, it would be, to answer your question, yes, I would totally be down, but I think it would have to. I think it would have to be something where they could get into it from a fresh perspective.
Absolutely.
I'm saying, but I would love to work with those people. The writers on that show, it was like an all-star lineup. You have, Kurtzman and Orsi, Alex Kurtzman and Bob Orsi. They went on to do incredible work, right, with Star Trek.
Oh, yeah.
They've got the new Star Trek coming on with some of the original cast. They've got, the list goes on. Scorpion, Alex's company. And then you've got Josh Applebaum and Andre Nemec. Those guys have gone on to do great. And Drew Goddard, who's gone on to do amazing things. Obviously, JJ. The actors have all gone on to do really well. So it was an amazing time to be working. I didn't really realize it because I was pretty young at the time, and it was an early job for me. And I had been working, but that was a big job. And I just thought, everything I work on it's going to be an amazing group of writers and actors. It hasn't always been the case.
Man, was I wrong.
I'll tell you what, though. I think the thing that makes you get onto these projects that are just like people love so much, I think your characters are always unique, dude. They're always quirky. They always have this, like, personality that just draws you, to the character. And I think you have killed it that way, bro. Like, it just seems like every character you play, you're like this guy everybody's rooting for, and I just think it's great, man.
Well, that's really nice of you to say. I appreciate that because I think, I come from the theater, and that's my background. And, I think in the theater, you don't really have an opportunity to, once you're performing, obviously stop and analyze what you're doing. You have to kind of just plow forward like a freight train, right? So it's not really relating to what you're saying, but I think I always just figured, you know what, let's not worry about what happens. Let's just keep it alive and honest and interesting, which is what you have to do in the live theater because anything can happen at any time. And you know what I mean? Like, you cannot stop. So it's just a way that I approach characters, which is like, let's just, and this isn't as much related to the theater, but let's just be as real as possible. Let's just have real people, as opposed to, there seems to be kind of when I started doing Alias, there was kind of a new wave of acting, which was a very, understated, I don't know, this thing where young actors thought that realism was, I'm just going to be really quiet and soft. Right?
Right.
Like a lot of these shows, emotional moments and shows, it's like, wait a minute, that's not, and so they take being really quiet, soft, and uninteresting as being realistic or as being natural. That's what they're thinking natural is. But when you study in the theater, you realize, being natural is really just listening.
Right?
Agreed.
And being present. So, we're talking over each other. I'm thinking while I'm talking, so I'm stumbling or interrupting myself, or you're laughing or I'm laughing. Like, that's what being alive is. That's what life is. So
exactly.
That's what I was like, hey, let's try to replicate this on television. Why can't we just be real people as you see in film, oftentimes, or on stage, or in live, but it wasn't happening as much on TV. I mean, you had it a little bit like with NYPD Blue and with some of these shows, right, where people were starting to kind of be real people and gritty, and I just was like, that's what I want to do. That's how I'm going to audition. If I get jobs, great. If not, well, we'll see what happens.
Like, it is what it is.
But, yeah, like, and I would always be really prepared, with the material, and I'm not saying that I would not honor the writing, but I'm just saying, like, just being really present and making it as alive as possible. And there are great actors who do that. Philip Seymour Hoffman, who one of my favorites, Sam Rockwell.
Definitely.
Obviously Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, these guys are, like, killing it with the very thing we're talking about. Like, they take the material on the page and they elevate it to make it, as real as possible. And then you get people you work with like Alias and these great actors who are right there with you, and it makes it a lot easier. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well,
he's the lead on Scorpion, for those who don't know.
Oh yeah, don't worry, everybody knows. Like I said, at least all of our listeners. Like I said, though, I think that works for you because what makes all your characters so unique and what draws them to is the realism. I feel like you can connect to your characters because there's somebody in there. I think all the viewers can be like, I can relate to him. I've been there. I've done that. I've felt that. So I think that's what works so well for you.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, that's what happens when you bring real life situations into your roles. Like you said, I mean, it makes people connect with it so much more, which is awesome.
Yeah, I thank you for saying that because I think, I would get a lot of people after Alias aired and they would ask me like, oh, are you really good at, computer technology? And I was like, no, don't ask me any questions. Because, I just like to commit, and honestly, like, I learned that from people like Tom Cruise, or like, you watch these guys when I was younger, I'm like, that motherfucker is committing. He's committing to be a bartender. He's committing to be a football player in this great book of All the Right Moves. And whatever people think about Tom, I think he's a great actor. He commits. I just like people.
Yeah, dude.
Even when I saw Philip Seymour Hoffman in Twister, you remember Twister?
Yes, he was Dusty. Of course, I remember Twister, man. That's my name.
Yeah. There you go. Well, he didn't have a big part. He was like in a group.
Yeah.
I was like, look at that guy committing. Who was that guy?
Exactly.
Right.
And I was like, that's what you have to do as an actor. You have to commit because you can't be afraid. You know what I mean? And that's my thing. It's like I went to college with Jack Black. He's another example.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Who just goes for it.
Absolutely,
people
man.
love him.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, you got to take it and run with it. And, like, I'm glad you brought up Seymour Hoffman and Twister because Dusty stands out. Like you said, it wasn't a huge role, but it's a memorable role for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, it's not on the page. It's not like they wrote this great part for Dusty in Twister. He was just a guy who had some lines, but, like, in the group scenes, and I remember this when they're all looking up and there's a Twister coming in and, like, he's just going for it. And he's, like, in it. And I guarantee you nobody told him to do that. He just made a choice, was confident. And it's scary. It's a little scary sometimes to do that. Like, when you're a young actor, you're like, all right, I'm just going to go for it. And you just have to have the confidence that, you have to have the confidence to fail. You know what I mean? That it's okay.
Absolutely.
And you have to take risks.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, we hear time and time again that it's 90% auditioning and 10% actually acting. So 90% of the time, you are getting no's and critiques. So you have to be a very confident person to keep moving forward, especially if you have some producers or directors that kind of are assholes. So it makes sense.
Right. Well, it's interesting you say that because, yes, a lot of the times producers and directors are not necessarily assholes. They just have so much insecurity as well.
Right,
they're
exactly.
trying to get the next job. And so your job as an actor is not to be seeking approval, right? It's to just be a peer and just a valuable asset. Do you know what I mean? Like, they want, I would almost say 90% of directing is casting. So if you, because I've done some directing as well in the theater, producing. I've produced some films, and if you can get a great actor in there, like I hired Bryan Cranston on this indie film I did years ago with Michael Gorgon, and we knew. I mean, Bryan was a friend; he did us a favor, but I was like, oh, he's going to be great. Like like we're done. Like that role is done. He's a great actor, and he's going to be fantastic. And so at that point, if I'm not talking to Bryan or giving him praise, it doesn't mean I don't think he's great. It's like, oh, I know you're going to be great. Like, you're going to be great. And so, you know what I mean? So it's like, if you can get someone in there that you know is just going to do the job, like that actor shouldn't, at that point, be seeking any approval. But what you're saying is, yes, there is a lot of rejection, 100%.
Oh, yeah,
for every job that I've got, there's so many I didn't get. But I also feel like what I tell actors is, you know, you're not really auditioning for that job. You're auditioning for the next job. Mm-hmm. You're auditioning just to make fans, because there are things out of your control. I mean,
yeah.
You know, a lot of times they'll go with somebody a different age or a different ethnicity, or, you know, whatever your energy, it just wasn't right for that piece. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean you can't be like super prepared. Always be prepared. Always go in with a choice. Make a strong choice. Be present. And, you know, be professional. Get in, do it, make your choices, and move on about your day. Like, it's not about, getting the job doesn't make you more valuable of a human being. Mm-hmm. What makes you valuable is that you respect yourself after the audition, right? That you're like, hey, I did everything I could do. I was prepared. I wasn't seeking approval. Mm-hmm. I was just making a choice. I was doing the work. And at the end of the day, that's all you can do. There's a great YouTube video that Philip Seymour Hoffman, you can watch of him talking about auditioning, which is basically about that. Basically saying, like, look, the audition, somebody paid for this space. They're giving you an opportunity to do it. That's all that it is. Yep. You know what I mean? Like, the result isn't what you should be concerned about, unless, you know, you absolutely 100% need to pay your rent. You have, like, literally zero money, which we've all been in that situation. But,
oh, yeah.
Right. I mean, yes, at the end of the day, it's a business. But, you know, you really have to remove the ego. Yeah. Is what I'm saying. Like, yeah. Right? Like, it's not about, it doesn't matter. Like, nobody really cares. No one knows you didn't get that job except you.
Exactly.
But it doesn't even matter if you don't get the job. Like, just be professional. I can't tell you how many times I've not gotten a job, and then a couple years later, that person will hire me. Like, hey, you were great in that thing. You just weren't right for that, but you're right for this.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of people on our show talk about that, too. I mean, Jason Warner-Smith, who's an Atlanta actor, and auditioned for The Walking Dead like 10 plus times, but then they kept putting his resume in a folder saying, the right part just hasn't come yet. So you just have to
there you go.
Making connections, man, for future stuff, like you said. And I like what you said, too, about the actors and producers as well, because they're normally depicted as the mean people and everything, but we're all just anxious people, so we're all just trying to make the best possible product. So it makes sense that, I mean, just trying to get the best out of someone, especially if you have someone like Bryan Cranston that's just, oh, he's awesome. So, I mean, I really don't have to put as much pressure on him as I do other people. That completely makes sense.
Right, and obviously I'm using an example of a wonderful actor, but I don't, and unfortunately only one person could get the job, right?
Right.
That doesn't mean that there weren't a lot of people that were great, and, you know, again, all you can do in the audition is just, like, make a strong choice, be present, listen, like, you know, if an actor is going in for an audition, be super prepared, but also be open to, you know, whatever inspires you at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? But you can only do that if you're prepared. If you're not prepared and you try to just be inspired, it's kind of like, well, you know, it's like Kobe Bryant. That guy would practice like nonstop, and he's already good.
Exactly.
Right.
But he was just like, I'm going to be so prepared, and then once the game starts, I'm just going to let a game come to me.
That's it.
I love that.
Or Jerry Garcia, like, you know, great guitar player. Like, the guy's a great guitar player, but like I'm in the moment. I'm going to improvise. I'm going to just listen to the other musicians, and I'm going to go for it, and the audience responds.
Yep, exactly.
By the way, for you younger listeners, he's in a band called the Grateful Dead.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I knew that one.
He knew that
one.
Yeah.
And I do.
There's an ice cream named after him.
That's right. I really do like the fact that you brought up the producer, though, and the pressure that guy's under or that woman is under. Because, I mean, think about it. You're taking somebody's money and you're betting on the fact that it's going to make the money back. And let's be honest, most of the time it does not. And I mean, just the pressure that they're under alone to have to try to cast people or hire above the line, below the line crew and all these people. I mean, I can't even imagine the daily grind that they must go through. And nobody knows them. You get a few Uber producers that you recognize the name, but pretty much nobody knows who that is. And the pressure that they're under is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a business that, the fact that any show makes it on the air at all is kind of a miracle.
Yep.
Let alone a show being approved to get made, like the pilot. Like you look at something like Scorpion. I mean, that show had an incredible run, and the fans were incredible, but it's also like really expensive to make.
Yep.
There's huge set pieces. There's a lot of action. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure the reason at the end of the day, after 5 amazing years, was that I think it's like cost a lot of money. I think. I mean, I don't know what the reason was, but it was weird because the ratings were really good, and I'm sure your listeners can attest to that. The ratings were really solid. I'm not really sure why the show is off the air. So I'm sure I'm going to get some tweets asking me why, but I honestly don't know. But I just know that it wasn't Ray's fault.
Right? No, it definitely was not Ray's fault. I mean, dude, you were living in a trailer, okay? You were good. You were saving money. You were good.
and Alias and I have become really good friends. He's a wonderful guy, a very charitable, great actor, and I was so happy to get to meet him and work with him. Everybody was great. But my point is that people don't realize how much money goes into making these shows.
Yep.
And everybody doesn't also realize that you have 8 to 9 days to shoot an entire episode. Mm-hmm. It's like shooting a movie every week, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So you have so many departments, from wardrobe to hair and makeup to the actors to the props department, that have to obviously be compensated financially, but also everyone's under a lot of strain to get it done.
Right.
And so the producers are just really busy, and it's I don't think anybody necessarily sets out to be a bad person in this industry, except for Harvey Weinstein. I think that
Agreed.
You can quote me on that one.
Oh yeah, no, we love that. You're good.
I think that it's just people are under a lot of pressure, and it's a lot of money at stake and people's careers, and so I think people probably just get a little overwhelmed. I honestly have not met any, the people that make it really far in this business are generally good people. I mean, some of the biggest movie stars that I've met are really nice people. People like Tom Hanks and Colin Farrell, just great guys. They appreciate where they are.
Well,
but again, those are actors.
I'm glad you said that, because I want to give a couple shout outs to you from a few people, former guests we've had on, Riley B. Smith and Spencer Garrett. Yeah. And Spencer Garrett saw you were coming on and said to tell you hi as well, and bring up Robbers, a film you guys did a while back.
Oh, but, Spencer, yes. I love Spencer. That guy works all the time.
Yeah,
was he on your show?
He was, man. We've had Spencer and Riley on, and they're both fantastic, man. Spencer's just the nicest guy ever. But what I wanted to tell you is they echo that towards you.
Yeah.
They have said that you are one of the nicest people they have ever met. You are kind. You treat the crew well. You treat your fellow actors well. And there is no above the line, below the line to you. It's everybody's a person, and you treat everybody. So I just wanted to pass that along. And Spencer did say hi, so hi.
I appreciate you saying that, man. Yeah, Spencer, he's a great actor, and so happy for his success. And Riley is a sweet kid, and when I met him, he was like, how old is he now?
Yeah, teenager now, right? Yeah, he's getting up there.
But the weird thing is, he was 9 years old, I think, and he was like, hey, I've watched the entire Alias series. I thought it was wonderful. You're actually a lot taller in person. I was like, wait a minute, hold on a second.
Time out.
Yeah,
that sounds like Riley.
Thanks, I guess. Thank you, kid. And B, what do you mean you watched the entire series? You're 9. I don't know if this is age appropriate, but that kid is intelligent beyond his years.
Agreed, man. Agreed. It was like we were having a conversation with a grown adult when he was on the show, man. It was his first podcast, so and we were talking all kinds. But yeah, he just blew us away, and we got to meet him out in L.A. Just an incredible kid, man. Just an incredible kid. But
very professional, and he was always really prepared. He's a really sweet kid, and I was glad I got to meet him. And we're friends on Twitter. Yeah, we'll message each other, and on the public forum, and retweet and all that. Yeah, he's a very nice guy. Yeah. Well, thank you, Riley and Spencer. And Robert, I remember it was like 25 years ago. We did a little indie film together, and it was called Robbers.
Yeah,
so that's where we met.
That's
We've
awesome.
been best friends ever since.
Well, and apparently he's trying to play catch up with you, is what he said, because he's getting ready to do a little stint on Goliath, and he said you just slayed it, when your appearance on there. So he's trying to catch up.
Yeah, that was. You know what? I'm going to give you a little quick anecdote about Goliath. Billy Bob Thornton. That's another guy who is completely genuine. So nice, great to the crew, one of the guys.
Awesome.
Very relaxed, but also very professional, and demands everyone to be so as well. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And, he just doesn't demand it, he expects it. Let me put it that way.
There you go.
Yeah.
And, demand sounds like a negative word, but he's just a super professional, great guy, and one of the most relaxed actors I've ever worked with, and I loved working with him on that season 1. I just watched the most recent season 2, and it was really good.
Yeah, it's a great show, man, and I'm not gonna lie to you. Ned is again you just knock it out of the park, dude. It's like every appearance you do, it's like this character is just like, okay, this is like unreal. I haven't seen this before. It's so good, dude. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. My favorite character by far is Human Target, Martin Gleason. I mean, the way you protected the goldfish, bro.
That's a deep cut. We call that a deep cut.
That's right. Oh my gosh, man! We've had both Autumn and Mark Valley on the show also, and so to have all three y'all on, it's like that's pretty
epic,
for one episode. That's pretty epic, yeah.
Yes, Autumn, amazing, and Mark and I became friends from that too. He's a great guy, so smart and great actor, ex-military guy, like really nice. That's funny, man. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was directed by John Tassar, who's gone on to do incredible things. He was one of the producers on 24.
Yep.
He's a really bright guy, and they had a really nice budget on that show. We were doing all sorts of stunts and running around, Mark and I, and we shot that up in Vancouver. Well, thank you for saying that, man. Not a lot of people bring up Human Target, but I'll take it.
No, dude. Now it's on DC Universe, so you can watch it. It was only 2 seasons, but I thought it was a great show. I told Mark I was just a huge fan, and it was great.
What is it on?
It's on DC Universe, the streaming service from DC Comics. Yeah, it's fantastic. Both seasons, man.
Where do you get that? That's like another app that you download, like Hulu or
Yep, exactly.
Oh, and what do they have on there? Like The Flash?
Oh, dude, they have it like so all of the DC Comics movies. They've got original shows, Titans, Doom Patrol, all kinds of stuff, man. Plus,
oh yeah, Titans.
Oh yeah, dude.
I've been reading about Titans. That's a big show.
Yeah, and I mean both are phenomenal, Doom Patrol and Titans. But that's where it's at, and you're on there, bro. You're on there with Human Target, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like the goldfish.
And the goldfish.
Don't forget him.
No, you can't forget him, man. That's awesome. Okay, so we want to talk about Marvel because, like I said, we've been really fortunate enough to have Akira Akbar from Captain Marvel and Amy Rutberg from Daredevil and like all these amazing people. And the one thing that they always tell us, so we want to know if it's the same with you. The audition process was like this covert, top secret. They went and had to audition in, but they had no idea what they were auditioning for, and it was like in a room kind of a thing. Was it the same way with Runaways? Were you aware of or told what it was, or?
Sort of, yes. I had heard it was, gosh, I don't even remember. I just auditioned one time because I already knew Josh Schwartz. We had worked together on Chuck.
There you go, Chuck, yeah.
Yes. I had done an episode of Chuck, and I knew Josh, and they knew me, and but I did go in and read with the cast character Patrick Rush, and they were kind of like dummy sides, yes, so they weren't actual sides from the material. I had heard it was Marvel, but I didn't know really much else. Actually, I think they told me the title. It wasn't. I don't think ours was a secret as everybody else's, but we didn't get the script, so I had to kind of agree to do it without having read anything. So, but I assumed my agent and I discussed it, and he was like, "Look, it's Josh Schwartz's 70 Savage, Fake Empire, and it's a Marvel, and it's based on this comic, The Runaways, and it's going to be great." And so I thought, all right, well. And then I looked at my character, Dale Yorks, in the comic, and he's like 6 feet tall. I was like, hey, the fans are going to kill me. I don't look anything like this guy. And then Josh was like, oh, don't worry about it. Just be fine. You do your own thing. And it's not like that iconic of a character. I think only certain people know or knew of the run. I mean, it was a big cult, the Brian K. Vaughan comic, like huge following, right? It's not like Superman or somebody.
I don't know, dude. I'm a comic book geek, and I was thrilled when they announced it. So yeah, but I just think you killed the character, bro. It was awesome. The whole chemistry between the entire cast is fantastic.
Agreed.
And huge fan of the show. Major disappointed that it's not continuing. Especially when you guys do the crossover with Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah,
everybody was like super stoked for that, and then both of them were announced to not go forward, and I was really disappointed.
Yeah, I think it was not necessarily anything personal about those shows. I think what I understand, they're just kind of I don't want to say getting rid of, but I think all the Marvel shows are done.
Right, because I mean, I guess they've consolidated down now. And have you talked to Kevin Feige? Is there any word about bringing y'all possibility into the other side of it, or are you guys just no?
We did fist bump at the Black Panther premiere, but that was it. Only a fist bump. We did not discuss the future, and this was prior to us knowing that the show was ending. But what I understand is he's now taking over the Marvel television department, and he's, I guess, going to just develop shows based on characters that are in the cinematic universe. So, it's too bad. I mean, it's a great group, and I think they could have gone on to tell great stories with the kids and use the parents, periodically or whatever they wanted to do. I think that the cast was amazing. I mean, first of all those kids who played the Runaways, they were so good.
Oh yeah,
so well cast. And Allegra and Ariella, I honestly, felt very paternal with them, like they were my kids. And I have 2 girls, 2 daughters, and brought them on set, and they were so nice. I was like, look at all my daughters. It was a beautiful group of people, and I was disappointed. I think that it's unfortunate, but we had 3 great seasons, and all of those young actors are going to go on to have great careers. And, what are you going to do? You just kind of move on to the next, right?
That's it.
But it is weird. It's weird that they just got rid of all these Marvel shows. There's so many good ones that people love.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And then they took it and they popped it up on Disney Plus too. So now it's like you can watch it on Hulu and Disney Plus. So I don't know. At least everybody can see it. So that's good.
Yes, and that's kind of when we were talking before we started recording about Alias. And when it was on Netflix for a little while, I was getting a lot of younger, people messaging me that they had discovered it, and I just think it's great with streaming and Disney Plus. People can discover the show now. Like a lot of my daughter's friends in her middle school are just now watching The Runaways on Disney Plus, and it's great. I'm like John Lennon when I show up to pick up my daughter.
Right.
Fantastic.
How you doing, kids? How you doing?
I love all the name drops of the older stuff, man. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, right.
It's like, John Lennon, who's that? Oh, that's a Beatle.
Rogan's like, who's John Lennon?
Whatever.
That's so funny.
He was in a band.
That's right. That's
Once upon a time.
You were in a band, apparently, right? Called Trainwreck.
Yeah.
So, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
You guys know Tenacious D?
Exactly. Yes, of course.
Kyle Gass.
That's right. Good friend and little side project when he was in his downtime from the D. And I love playing the drums. It's a lot of fun. I've got a little studio at my house.
That's cool.
Oh yeah, we toured, and Kyle still plays. He's got another band called the Kyle Gass Band, but I wasn't really able to tour. It just wasn't available. So I hung up my drumsticks. But I do make some special appearances in and around LA. So I encourage everyone to follow me online on Instagram and I will post about the next Trainwreck reunion
absolutely.
show.
That's going to be epic. We'll definitely make sure to tell everybody where to follow you and too. So let's go back a little bit because you bring up the music and the stuff like that. How did you get started in the industry? Like, was it something that you just kind of always knew that you wanted to do, be involved in theater and film and television, or was there a music dream? Or were you going to go on the road with the band, or like, how did it all get started, man?
Well, I did play. I loved performing at a young age, and I did plays at my grammar school and middle school. And then when I got to high school here in LA, I started competing in these drama festivals where you would do Shakespearean pieces and contemporary plays against other kids from other schools. And I started doing pretty well with those. Started winning some awards. You do scenes from these plays, like either a monologue or two-person scene or group scene.
Right.
And I was thought, wow, this is really fun. And I really enjoy it. And I just enjoyed the storytelling, and I enjoyed reading these plays. And then I applied to UCLA Theater School and started a theater company there. While I was there, I got into the theater school with some contemporaries that have all gone on to do really well.
Awesome.
And we started performing in and around the LA area. After graduation, I moved to New York and studied a theater called Circle in the Square Theater out there for about a short period of time, and came back to LA. And I was doing a play with my theater company, Buffalo Nights Theater Company, and an agent at the time saw me in one of the plays. She was an agent of one of the actors that we hired, and she ended up representing me, and her co-agent is still my agent to this day, 25 years later.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, so once they started representing me, which was just from seeing me in this play called Sophistry by the great young writer Jonathan Mark Sherman, and it was about these kids graduating from college and the abyss that you feel once you graduate college. You'll see, Logan.
That's so true.
The early 20s, when you're just trying to figure everything out, and just a great play. And the part that I played, the play had been done in New York at the Malaparte Theater Company, which was Ethan Hawke's company, and my part was played by Steve Zahn, a great actor. And Steve, and a very funny part, and so I got a lot of attention for it and got this agent. And then I started, they started sending me out on auditions, and I got this movie right away. I got a part on Frasier. That was one of my first parts.
Oh, epic.
Seriously.
You remember Frasier had like 2 lines?
Yeah.
Right? Painter number 2. 1994. And then I went to Australia to do this movie called Beverly Hills Family Robinson, which was like a a remake of Swiss Family Robinson.
Sure.
With Diane Cannon and Sarah Michelle Gellar, pre-Buffy. And then I came back and I got cast in this TV show called Pauly, with Pauly Shore.
Yeah.
His show.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I do remember that.
We were canceled after 5 episodes, but it was on.
But it was on, exactly. Pauly Shore,
You
man.
can find it on YouTube.
Wow, yeah.
Pauly Shore, great guy.
Oh, yeah.
Great guy, the nicest. And he's still out there touring. We're still friends. And that was, that kind of helped get me in the industry. Like, he can be a series regular on the show. And then I just started doing pilots. I worked on some pilots that didn't go. And then I did an episode of Felicity where I met JJ.
Yep.
And then I did X-Files, which kind of got me some attention. Great episode with Will Sasso, directed by none other than Vince Gilligan. It was his first directing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
X-Files. Yeah. And he, really nice. And then I remember my manager called me and she's like, hey, JJ wants to see you for this show he's doing called Alias. And the part was written for this guy in his mid-40s. And I was 29 at the time, 28, mid-40s. Heavy set, Motley Crue t-shirt, ponytail,
It screams you.
Like,
I can see why JJ called.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. I'm none of these things. And I guess just go in, and this is a lesson to actors. Like, they never know exactly what they want. Like, just go in and do your thing.
Yep.
And I did. I ended up getting the part, which was amazing. And then things kind of just took off from there, because that show was on for 5 years. And I remember going to the, and all during this time I was doing theater with my theater company and staying sharp. And because as an actor, even when you're working, there's definite downtime, and I really just wanted to keep working, keep getting better as an actor. So we did countless plays in LA, and then I ended up working with Mark Taper Forum and La Mirada Theater and the Geffen and some other larger theaters. But that show, I remember going to the pilot, a screening with my agent, and after it was done, we turned to each other and we were like, "Holy shit, that was good!" Because I was only in like one scene in the pilot, but I mean that's an incredible pilot. Amazing! I can't believe I'm in this.
And then like you said, 5 years, man, and it was just it literally like a small film every week. The stuff that they put together in that show was incredible.
Yeah, and it was shot on film.
Yep.
Speaking of film, it was shot on 35, and it was just at the beginning, like high def, so they would kind of frame stuff in the third season. And then I remember the GP saying, "Hey, look at the framing here. We're doing it in standard and high def." I was like, "What? What's that?"
Right.
And this was like 2003, 2004. And and those were incredible actors. Like being from the theater, great theater actors, Victor Garber and Ron Rifkin.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this is amazing. I'm part of this. And, you had to bring your A game. It was like one of those things where you had to show up ready to go because these were like Billy Bob, these were people that really demanded, in a good way, just like professionalism.
Yeah.
So that's how I learned to be professional and to always be ready to go. I do see some younger actors that aren't as prepared sometimes, and it does raise an eyebrow.
Yeah,
absolutely, I can see.
Yeah, show sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it's like, hey, there's a lot of other actors who would love to be in your position, so try to be respectful of what we're doing here.
Exactly. Well, consulting the IMDb Bible a little bit, I saw that you worked with Kevin Smith in Clerks 2. What was that like? He's a personal idol of mine, so what was that like?
Yeah. It's funny because I get recognized for that so much.
Really?
Because I think like you, there's so many people. Usually it's like the valet guys.
Hell yeah. I understand. I see where you're going.
The guy with my daughter skateboards, so we go to the skate shop. I'm a big hit.
Yeah.
But dude, again, it was another character that's just unforgettable.
Exactly.
I mean, come on now.
Yeah. Well, I was so surprised that I got that call because Kevin was a fan of Alias, and so my agent just called me. He's like, "Hey, Kevin Smith wants you to be in his film." I was like, "What? That's crazy." Okay. And he was so super cool, and he knew Jack and Kyle, so we kind of had that connection too. I think he had come to see Trainwreck, and he was one of those guys that would sit behind the monitor. I mean, it was pretty much scripted, but I would improvise a little bit. He would just yell stuff out, yell lines out. He was just writing, and it was kind of like high, pressure, but also really fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was cool. He was another guy that just was like, let's just do it, let's have fun, let's find something, let's find it. So he's a cool guy. Well, I only worked on that one day, but that scene has become kind of iconic.
Oh,
right,
definitely.
Seriously.
Definitely.
Yeah, the battle between Star Wars and Lord of the Rings.
Hell yeah.
I know they're doing another one, I think, but I haven't gotten the call yet, Kevin.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, he's doing a lot of DC stuff lately, popping up in the old Arrowverse. Maybe you jump ship from Marvel to DC and you show up on, Supergirl or Flash, man.
Hey, listen. Can someone call Kevin Smith?
We're gonna tweet it like crazy.
That's right, man. That's right.
Tweet it like crazy.
Why don't you tweet it, and then I will retweet it.
There you go.
All the people, everyone will retweet it, and then hopefully he'll get it.
Yeah, that'd be epic.
I can send him a message too, but then that's a little desperate.
We'll be desperate for you, okay? It's gonna be no problem.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
We will take all of that. It is completely fine, man.
It'll be like secret desperation.
That's right. Epic, always.
My daughter just sent me a little video of me throwing up.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, how did you find that? She's like, wait, online. I don't know. But
speaking of though, what do you have coming up? What you got in the works, man?
Well, I got something coming up that I can't talk about, but I got something brewing.
All right. Well, you know what that means, Kevin. You just have to come back on again and tell us when you're able to tell us.
Yeah, something brewing, and then also doing some writing. Kyle and I have a production company, Kyle Gass and I, and we're developing some things as well.
Awesome.
And just try to get into a little bit more creating, producing, writing as well with Kyle and some other really talented people that I know. But as an actor, yes, I do have something in the works. But that's all I can say.
All right, fair enough.
I hear through the grapevine that Kevin Smith is interested in working with me again.
That's no.
That's right.
A few seconds ago, someone told me.
That's right. Definitely going to happen. Look, I want to bring up too before we get you out of here. I do want to bring up because you're huge into doing a lot of charity work as well, and I really wanted to bring that up because so much respect for that. All of us here involved, we really believe in that and giving back to others, and when you're in a position to be able to do that. So talk about that a little bit. I mean, you take every opportunity for the golf and poker, right?
Yeah. Well, first of all, it's the kind of thing like when you watch Robert De Niro talking about politics, and then people say like, well, hey, you're an actor, you should about politics, but it's like his response is, well, no, I'm a citizen, and I just happen to have a platform, so I'm going to use that platform to tell you how much I dislike a certain member of our government.
Yeah, kind of an orange fella, maybe.
Orange with bump.
Yeah, there you go.
So my attitude is like, hey, I'm in this position where some people know who I am, and if I can make a difference just by showing up to an event or tweeting about a donation or letting people know. I mean, I'm a vegan. I believe in animal rights. I believe in environmental rights. It's very important to me. So I get that message out. And I also have a nephew who has Duchenne muscular dystrophy, which is a devastating disease, but they're making strides.
Yep.
So I have an organization called DMD Fund, and that I sit on the board of. I mean, there's many people involved in the organization. Or Cure Duchenne is another great organization for people to check out. So, listen, I'm playing golf, I'm playing poker, I'm sending some tweets, and I'm going out there and going to events. I mean, I'm just doing my part as a citizen of the world, and I mean, we all should do it, right? We all should contribute, but I just feel like, especially people that have any sort of public eye, we should try to get back as much as we can. So that's my attitude. So I get out there. So if you got anything going on, let me know.
Oh, dude, absolutely, man. And much respect. Like I said, it just goes back to the kind of individual you are, the kind of person you are. So much respect for that.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, thanks, man. And I'm happy for you guys doing this. I always appreciate people that get out there and, do what they care about, what they love. So I'm glad I got to jump on and talk to you.
Oh, dude, absolutely, man. And we couldn't be more happy to have you on. And like I said, we know all the listeners are going to love it. So we got to tell everybody, though, make sure to tell everybody, where can they follow you, on what social media platforms? We got to make sure they do.
You can follow me at Dustin's Crazy Ant.
Appreciate that.
What's the thing called again? Crazy Ant?
Yeah, Crazy Ant Media, man. Yeah.
That's you.
That's me.
No, I'm just my name. Yeah, Kevin Weisman, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that. It's all
awesome.
It's all just my full name. So come say hi. They all do anyway. All the Scorpion fans constantly say hello to me.
Oh, yeah, I bet, man. They've already told us they're going to promote the hell out of this interview, so yeah, you'll be good to go, man.
Well, I just want to say thank you to the Scorpion fans, the Marvel fans, the Alias fans, the Human Targets fans.
There you go.
The fans, there's a lot of them. And just, I appreciate it. It's really interesting because when I started, there was no social media. Now there is, and it's great to hear from people. I really do appreciate all the love out there. So thanks, everybody.
Well, and thank you. Vice versa. You are that guy that takes the time to respond to people on social media and like their stuff. And, I mean, that goes a long way, my friend. And thank you so much for coming on, dude. We really appreciate it, and we couldn't be more thrilled to have you on as a guest.
All right, thank you, man. You should reach out to Robert Patrick. He'd probably do this, right?
Oh, yeah, dude. We'll definitely do that. Definitely do that.
Yeah, he's a good guy. You'd love to talk to him.
Awesome.
All right, you guys. I'm going to jump off. Take care.
Yep, take care now.
Have a good night.
You too, man. Bye.
That was epic. That was epic. That's honestly been one of the longest in a while, but one of the most fun in a while.
Absolutely. And you know what? We say this a lot, but even throughout this, the theme I felt like through this whole interview was real.
Yeah.
He was just dropping it, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he brings that to all the characters he plays, but you can just tell this guy is just a genuine, real guy.
Exactly.
And I love that.
Looking at all sorts of different aspects of the entertainment industry, because going back to what we were talking about, directors and producers versus their interaction with the actors. I mean, everybody's anxious. Everybody's just trying to get the best possible product.
Absolutely. And I think you brought up, and he brought it up as well, like the majority of the stuff never sees the light of day.
Exactly.
It doesn't mean you didn't give it your all. It doesn't mean that you didn't work your hardest to try to make it happen. Just the majority doesn't happen in this industry. And you got to be appreciative for what does and what doesn't, right?
Exactly. Always keep trying new shit, because you never know what will work and what will not.
And be a good person.
Exactly.
That's the key. Like Kevin Weisman said, just be genuine, be real, be appreciative, and be a good person.
Exactly. Thank you again, Kevin Weisman, for coming on the show. All right, now it is time for the top 5 segment. Oh man, this one was difficult.
Yeah.
In the wake of the Oscars, our top 5 segment this week is top 5 best picture winners.
Yes.
Oof,
this one was,
rough.
I mean, guys, there's 92 of them.
Exactly.
Trying to pick 5 out of 92. Little tough. That was a little tough.
Exactly. I like the way we did it last week. I mean, Autumn, she's completely reinventing our show.
I mean,
I think we should do it like that from now on.
In more ways than one.
I know.
You know, the top of the show, we kick off the show. That's in honor to Autumn, the holy moly. That came from Autumn. And now, I guess we're going to change up the format for the top 5. Thank you, Autumn. And now she can work her way in for the exit of the show with Oprah. We're good to go. I mean, we're going to have to start paying her shit.
Hell yeah. Right? That little 10%.
A little 10%. Maybe she should get RDJ to do a back-end deal with Inside the Crazy Half Hour. Maybe get some money. I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. Number 5, I know you wanted to put this one on there, but...
I did, man. You know I'm a Nicholson fan.
I know. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest for me. That one was...
Oh, my gosh.
Just trying to evade jail and then going into an insane asylum, basically, with the nurse and all that crazy shit. Like... Great film.
Dude,
great film.
yeah, Nurse Ratched, man.
Yeah.
Woo! And, you know, a lot of people don't realize that the Douglases, Michael Douglas, was a producer on that film.
Wow.
Yeah, and won an Oscar for it, you know.
Damn.
And Danny DeVito was in it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it is, dude. It's a great film. The end, dude, after Jack Nicholson's been lobotomized and Chief takes that big-ass thing, just busts out of the fucking insane. It's an epic film, man. Good choice. Good choice. All right. Now, because I am a little old, and I'm partial to the name Bergman.
Yeah.
Ingrid. Casablanca.
Yes.
Come on, man. You know, of all the places you could be, why would you not pick this movie, Casablanca? It's a fucking classic. Yeah. I mean, you know.
I gotta say, I haven't seen any of the films on your list.
What the fuck?
I'm just saying.
What the fuck?
I know.
Okay, so one... See, you're going to find that there's reasons I picked every one on my list.
Yeah.
But that's Casablanca because, like I said, I'm partial to the name. My last name is Bergman. And it's a great fucking film. I mean, you've heard the line, though, right? If you want to learn how to whistle, just put your lips together and blow. Like, you know.
No, I've never heard that.
Or of all the joints in the you know, how you like.
I've never heard that.
Come on, man! Like, go back and all right. I'm gonna make a list of things you need to do before next week's show.
Right,
watch Casablanca.
Oh my goodness!
All right, what's your number 4?
Number 4, I got Platoon. Oh my goodness, that one so freaking good. I mean, especially war film. I love war films. So this one. Kudos. 1986.
Yeah, that's interesting. I can say that I have seen all the films on your list.
Yeah,
that's okay. But I too, my number 4 is also a war film.
Yeah.
Yes, it's Patton. George C. Scott won an Oscar for this.
Yeah.
You know, for portraying Patton.
Oh.
And the film won. Yeah. So it's a brilliant look at General Patton. And not only is it a brilliant film, brilliant performance by George C. Scott. I mean, it like everything about it was great. But he's my relative. I'm related to George Patton. One of the most famous generals of all time. I'm related to him. In fact, that's how I got a little piece of trivia here.
That's how I got my Library of Congress card.
Did you?
Yeah, because when you go to the Library of Congress, guys, you can't just get a library card. It's not like a regular library.
Right.
You got to prove what you're doing. So I used my Library of Congress card and got my library so that I could research my family tree, and I researched Patton because I knew he was a relative.
Yeah.
And I already knew that,
Yeah.
but that's what I used to be able to get my Library of Congress card. There you go, little fact. Little fact. Can't just go up and say, I need a library card.
No.
Doesn't work. Doesn't
Fun
work.
fact about the mouth. Oh, my goodness.
You never know. My life has definitely been interesting.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. It's been interesting. Number 3, J-Lo. Number 3.
I got Forrest Gump. I mean, who wouldn't put Forrest Gump on their top 5? I'm just saying.
I
he
would.
won Best Picture or Best Actor for it, so
I would have, but you put it on yours.
Yeah, that happens.
We're trying not to duplicate.
It happens.
Forrest Gump, man.
Yeah, I know. It's so good.
I can relate to Forrest Gump. I had a Jenny.
Yeah.
I mean, my Jenny's still alive, but I had a Jenny.
Yeah.
So, yeah, good for you. Good for you. That's a good one. It's a good choice.
Thank you.
Unforgiven. Unforgiven is my number 3.
Yeah.
I can't believe you haven't seen Unforgiven.
I know.
It's the most epic Western ever.
Yeah.
Right there with Young Guns and everything.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman, Gene Hackman. It's brilliant. It's old Clint.
Yeah.
Like old. Actually, he was talking about this when he first saw the script or whatever. He knew this was his Western that he wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's a famous cowboy, like, outlaw Jesse Wales and all that. But this is the one he said he knew was going to be his direct. He wanted, and he put it in a drawer and literally waited 20 years till he was older because he wanted to play this guy, this older, epic story about it and everything. It's highly recommend you see it.
Yeah.
You'd love it. You would love it. Can't believe you haven't seen Unforgiven. It's going to be hard to forgive you for not seeing Unforgiven.
Not for seeing any of these. And I heard your number 2 was good, and I heard number 1 was good, but we'll get to those here in a second. My number 2 was The Godfather.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, how do you not put The Godfather on?
Oh my gosh,
Marlon
man.
Brando, one of my all-time favorites. So I mean, just had to.
Had to be.
Yeah.
Had to be. I almost had another one of his films on my list, but I didn't put it there. But yeah, dude, God, so good.
So good.
My number 2, Birdman.
I heard that one was really good.
Yeah, another one of those shots with the cinematography. With the whole thing was filmed as one continuous shot. Maybe, in my opinion, might just be my favorite Michael Keaton movie ever.
Really?
I just thought his performance as like this aged. It's basically a knock at Batman. It's about this guy who was a superhero and he starred in all these superhero action movies called Birdman.
Yeah.
And then just basically washed up afterwards and kind of fell apart because he was typecast and couldn't, move past. And just a brilliant. Can't believe you haven't seen it. Got to see it. Yeah, you got to see it. Got to see it.
Number 1, I got this one. Oh my gosh, just because it has so many of my favorite actors in it and one of my favorite directors. The Departed.
Yes.
Martin Scorsese's The Departed. I mean, you got Matt Damon, you got Leo, you got Mark Wahlberg, you got Martin Sheen.
Yes.
So many. Jack Nicholson. I mean, this thing is stacked.
It was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was absolutely brilliant. All right, my number 1 movie, The Artist.
Right.
If you haven't seen it, it's basically a silent movie about the death of silent movies. It's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Let's do a silent film about the death of silent film.
Right.
I mean, it's brilliant, and it won an Oscar. I mean, it was a brilliant idea.
Hell yeah, man. Oh, good list. Good
Yeah,
list.
man, that's 10 must-see films.
Yeah, exactly.
5 for you
5
for sure, at least. I mean, I've seen all 10, but 5 for you have to see.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Now it is time for a box office recap. Oh man. Harley Quinn. Birds of Prey. The Emancipated, blah, 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 blah. It pulled in around 33 million. I predicted 35 to 40, so it underdid my predictions.
Yeah,
that kind of sucks.
I mean, and yet still number 1.
Yeah,
it's always
number
funny
1.
to me that when a film opens at number 1 and has a decent box office, even though it underperforms, that they call it a bomb.
Yeah.
Like, it was the number 1 movie in the country. Right? How is it a bomb? I mean, it might be a loss on profit, but it's not a bomb.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not from like audience wise. It's just crazy. Number 2, Bad Boys for Life.
Yes.
With 12 million. I predicted 10 to 15. Number 3 was 1917. If you haven't seen this film, please go see it.
So good.
So good. It got 9.2 million. I predicted 5 to 10. Number 4 was Doolittle. I'm so glad this one's still in the top 5 because it's an underdog. Not a lot of people are talking about it, so please go see it. It got 6.5 million. I predicted 5 to 10. And number 5, the one that just keeps on kicking. It's been like 3 months, 2 or 3 months.
It's Jumanji,
Next Level. With 5.6 million, I predicted 3 to 5.
Yeah, dude. I mean, kudos to The Rock and Kevin Hart.
I know, right?
You know, what's gonna happen? Will there be a Jumanji 3 if Kevin Hart is no longer the sidekick?
Right.
If you guys don't know, that's what the Hart show is. The Die Hart, that Quibi series with John Travolta and Kevin Hart. It's about him not wanting to be the sidekick anymore. So funny that he's playing into that.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's so great. But new movies that are coming out this week, we got Blumhouse's Fantasy Island.
Yes, with Lucy Hale.
Come
on the show, Lucy.
Yes, do it. And we got The Photograph. I really want to see that one.
Yes.
And then we got Sonic the Hedgehog, which I'm excited about, and you're being a hater. But
not so much.
It's fine. I'm interested to see Jim Carrey back on the big screen. It's been a second. So.
It's been a second, and the last second, it was mediocre.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's needed a hit for a while now. Yeah. So hopefully this will be one for him.
Exactly. But movies you can still go see: Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey, got The Turning, The Gentleman. Go see The Gentleman.
Yes,
so
definitely.
Good. Jumanji: The Next Level, Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker, 1917, Bad Boys for Life. In some theaters, you got Doolittle, Just Mercy, The Rhythm Section, and Gretel and Hansel.
Oscar-worthy performance by Michael B. Jordan. Yes, Just Mercy. Go see it.
Yeah, we heard it. Number 1, I think it's going to be Sonic the Hedgehog, to be honest with you. I think it's going to do pretty good. I think it's going to pull in 45 to 50 million. Yeah. I think number 2 is going to be Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey with around 15 to 20. Number 3, I think, will be The Photograph with around 15 to 20. Number 4, I think it's going to be Fantasy Island with around 10 to 15. And number 5, I think it's going to be Bad Boys for Life with around 5 to 10. Yeah. Not feeling the Sonic.
I'm not. But you'll probably be right, but I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
But
no. Let's just see. I mean, there's been a lot of good reviews about it. It's at, I think, 70% on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
After they fixed it.
Yeah.
Because remember, it got hammered when the very first thing came out, and they fucking hated Sonic.
Yeah.
So after they fixed it, I guess, they, just kidding.
Exactly. Now it is time for the IMDbPro Top Trending segment. Oh, man, we love this app. We get interviewed on other podcasts and still talk about this app.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, check the latest and greatest box office numbers. You can contact agents, managers, publicists, all these people. If you're a fellow podcaster and want to get famous people on your show, you definitely need IMDbPro. And if you're an up-and-coming actor, writer, director, anything in the entertainment industry, this is how you contact people, guys. You need this thing. Only $19.99 a month, definitely worth it. I mean, I've had it for years now.
Years. And if you're just a fan, you can track everybody. You'll know before anybody else when a film is going into development or whether it's going to be released or who's going to star in it. You'll know. It's so worth it, man.
So worth it. Well, the top trending movie, by no surprise, because it's getting a lot of talk, Harley Quinn / Birds of Prey. I mean, thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very entertaining.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, like I said, probably top 5 DC movie for me. But yeah, go see it.
I think so. So much so, I'd love to have Bruce Timm and Paul Dini on the show, creators of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk to them.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's a great story about how Harley Quinn became to be.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it'd be awesome.
Hell yeah. TV show goes to The Stranger, which I think, don't quote me on this, I think it's a Netflix show. So, I mean, they're trending all the time on the shows. So, I mean, they're doing something right, but still swimming in debt. And the top trending star, by no surprise, is Kirk Douglas after his passing. 103 years, so the man had a very long and great life.
He did.
They didn't forget him at the Oscars.
No, they didn't forget him. Of course, Michael was like right there, so I did.
Yeah, it had been my bitch, I swear to God.
Oh yeah.
That would have been really bad. But anyway, guys, that is our show this week. Thank you so much for coming to get crazy on this 101 episode.
101.
Yes.
We're almost to Kirk Douglas age.
I know, right? It's been so great. Yes, The Stranger is a Netflix show, by the way, guys. If you want to watch it, it's on Netflix.
You know how we found that out? IMDb.
IMDb, the Bible. The Bible. Thank you so much to Kevin Weisman for coming on the show and telling us your story and just getting a little crazy with us, man. We thoroughly enjoyed it. Follow him at Kevin Weisman on all social media platforms.
Yes.
Twitter, Instagram, all those good places. Be sure to follow us on social media. We are at Crazy Ant Media on all social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, all those good places. And follow us personally, myself at JLoFantastic on all social media platforms. And
Crazy Ant Guy 1970 on all social media platforms.
Yeah. And, of course, subscribe to this podcast anywhere you listen to your podcast. Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Podbean, so many
Stitcher.
other places.
We're like everywhere. It's crazy.
Exactly. We appreciate all of our listeners because you guys are just freaking fantastic. We're thinking about doing a giveaway here soon, so be sure to keep an eye out for that on our social media platforms. This is why you should be following us.
That's absolutely why.
I'm just saying, you can get a new and improved Bonk. You can get an old version of Bonk, whichever shirt you want, really, because we're just crazy nice like that.
It's true.
So I'm
it's
just
true.
saying.
And you know, interaction, because you guys are so awesome. So many times we're talking and you guys will comment when we announce that we're going to have a guest on and you're like, ooh, find out if this or ask him about that or that. Well, maybe you'll get a chance to do that.
Exactly.
Maybe you'll be able to ask your favorite celebrity that's coming on the show the question you've always wanted to ask them, and we'll get them to answer it for you. So we might be looking into starting that.
Exactly.
So that'll be fun.
Hell yeah. And I mean, we have so many questions for the one and only Oprah!